Sarge?
Ted Rosen arrived yet?
Not yet. Just speak to Margolis, the owner. He's out the back with Debbie.
Any idea what's missing?
No. Margolis is retired. He hasn't got a clue. But he says any good stuff should be in the safe.
Get into it?
No.
Well, if there is anything dodgy here, that's where it'll be.
What are you looking for?
Stolen jewellery. Not junk like this.
We got an anonymous call a couple of weeks back accusing Ted Rosen of fencing jewellery in this shop. I'd heard rumours, but not enough for a warrant. Got another call last night, and then this morning.
Opportunity knocks.
So how'd they get in?
First floor toilet window at the back. The bars were rusty, easy to pull out.
What, not alarmed?
No, it's the only one that isn't, and it's the only one they tried.
Lucky.
Don't think so. There was a ladder in the yard as well. Through here.
Mr. Margolis, I'm Detective Sergeant Daly, Sunhill. This is Detective Constable Skase.
Such efficiency.
We'll just take another look out the back, Mr. Margolis.
Must have been a nasty surprise for you.
My age, misfortune is never a surprise.
I understand you're retired now. Do you often open the shop?
Now and then. My daughter and her husband run the show now, but they live out in Essex. When the traffic's bad, they call me from their car.
And that happened today?
My daughter, Val, she phoned around 8.
Do you mind if we just take a look in the desk? Made a right old mess of this, haven't they?
I bought that desk when I first opened this shop in 1959.
1959? Things a bit different then, I bet. Debbie, could you just get me a rod? Now, you haven't handled anything in this desk since the break-in, have you, Mr. Margolis?
I know about fingerprints, Sergeant. I haven't touched anything.
Splendid. Give me that printout, Rod. Victorian brooch, sapphire and diamond engagement ring, antique gold engraved pocket watch. Well, well, well.
What have you found, sir?
Remember the burglary in Regis Square, 19th?
Some old woman ended up in St Hugh's.
Ida Barter, aged 87. When the Scroats couldn't find her valuables, they dragged her out of bed and knocked 7 bells out of her. I've just found some of Ida's jewellery in that desk in the back room. OK, Debbie. Thanks a lot. We'll take it from here.
Sarge.
This is all too handy. They knew exactly how to get in, didn't they?
Sarge, Mr. and Mrs. Rosen.
Thanks, Steve.
Hope you get a result.
Where's my father?
He's in the back room, Mrs. Rosen. He's fine. I'm Detective Sergeant Daly.
Dad?
What?
Dad?
Mr. Rosen, I'm Detective Sergeant Daly, Sunhill. The other officer is Detective Constable Skase.
What a mess.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I'd rather you didn't touch anything else. We've got a scene examiner coming down. When I was examining the damage done in the break-in, Mr. Rosen, I found something which, let's say, requires an explanation.
All right, Mr. Rosen. Have you seen any of these items before? Yes, I have.
Where'd you get them?
I bought them.
Lovely pieces, Ted. How much do you give?
Please, no touch.
Ted? What's going on?
Mrs. Rosen, have you seen these items before?
No, never.
Mr. Margolis?
No.
Sergeant, what is all this about?
We believe these items were stolen in a particularly vicious burglary.
Oh.
Don't worry, Dad. I'm sure it's a stupid mistake.
Mr. Rosen, can you tell us who you bought them from? Some woman, I think it was...
Sergeant, we're the victims here. You're supposed to be investigating our break-in.
That's what we were doing, Mrs. Rosen, when we found these. So now we've got 2 crimes to investigate.
Funny old world, isn't it?
You got the records for this transaction?
Oh, come on, Sergeant, look at the place.
OK, when you've tidied up. Now can you open the safe?
What?
We want to look in the safe.
No, this has gone far enough.
Mr. Rosen, either you open it voluntarily or we arrest you for handling stolen goods.
Arrest me then.
Ted.
No, Val, it's a disgrace. Look, I buy stuff every day. What, you want me to ask if it's nicked? Nice bracelet, madam. By the way, where did you steal it? Val? Val? What the hell are you doing?
Can't have them arresting you, Ted. There, help yourselves. We've got nothing to hide.
Well, looks like a lot of dodgy stuff in there.
Right, let's get it verified. Mr. and Mrs. Rosen, we're taking certain items down to Sun Hill for the purpose of identification. I'm also arresting you both on suspicion of handling stolen goods.
OK. You sign there, please.
This way, Mrs. Rosen. Right, can you take a seat? Right, first of all, we need to identify the jewellery, and then we'll interview you one at a time. I want to reassure you that this won't affect our investigation into the break-in at your shop.
You can be in two places at once, can you?
Well, there's not a lot we can do until the scene examiner's been there. But it would be helpful if you could think of anyone who might have inside knowledge of the shop.
What do you mean?
Well, someone who might have worked there, either behind the counter or a tradesman that might have come in. Somebody who had the run of the shop. Got to know the routines.
No. There's been no one like that.
No. No. I can recognise quality. If I'd seen any of these, I'd remember.
So, who runs the shop?
Me and Ted.
You're in there every day?
Me, no. I've got a home to run as well. Ted only has the shop.
But you're in most days with Ted?
Suppose so.
The desk where we found this stuff, who uses that?
Ted. For his paperwork.
And who shuts up shop?
Ted does.
So Ted locks up, does the take-ins and puts the more valuable jewellery in the safe?
Yes,
And your father owns a shop, but he's retired, right?
that's right.
So basically it's all down to Ted.
Yes.
So how long have you run the shop, Ted?
Since my father-in-law retired, 12 years.
And you've worked there?
From just after I married Val. So, 22 years.
Long time.
Half my life.
Rob?
Oh, I'm now showing the suspect exhibit RS1. Recognise this?
It's a watch.
Well, come on, you're a jeweller. Could you be more specific?
It's a Victorian gentleman's dress watch with an engraved case, 22-carat gold, OK? But you want the full Antiques Roadshow routine.
Well, I'm now showing the suspect exhibit RS2, an amethyst brooch. Where was this?
With a watch, wrapped up in a cloth in my desk, along with all the other stuff you've got there, the locket, the diamond ring, the gold bracelet.
Exhibits RS3, 4 and 5.
Yeah, those.
So why wasn't it locked away in the safe, Ted, eh?
I don't know, I must have forgot.
You told us earlier that you bought this watch from a woman who came into the shop.
That's right.
Do you know her name?
I've never seen her before.
Can you describe her?
Look, I'm not very good at remembering.
Well, was she young or was she old?
She was what, I don't know, early 60s perhaps.
And how much did you pay her for it?
I can't remember offhand. It was sometime...
Oh, come on, Ted, it's a rare antique watch. Yeah?
Yes.
Well, how much did you pay her? I don't believe you can't remember.
I gave the woman 50 quid.
I'll tell you what, we should drop the handling charge and do it for daylight robbery.
50 quid? That's just for the watch, of course.
Of course.
How about the other items? Did you buy them from the same woman?
Yes.
You bought them all separately? You didn't do a deal and get them all in one job lot?
I think I made her an offer, but she wanted a price for each of them, so I treated each
Stop,
item
please,
separately.
stop. I've met some liars in my time, Ted. But you take the biscuit. These items were stolen from an 87-year-old woman who was beaten so badly she ended up in intensive care. In the last 2 months, the men who stole these have been responsible for at least 10 other burglaries. There was one 2 nights ago. An 84-year-old woman threatened with a knife. In 6 of those burglaries, actual violence was used. We want to catch those men, Ted. And we think you can help us.
No. I can't.
Right. Start again.
Look, I think I need to speak to my solicitor.
Have you let them go yet?
Just waiting for Ted's solicitor to arrive. Then we'll be asking some more questions.
That sounds ominous.
You don't always leave these ladders out here, do you?
I hardly ever come out. Last I saw it was locked inside.
You talked to anybody recently about the shop, about security?
I'm old, Sergeant, not daft. Why are you asking all this anyway?
It's just that we think that whoever broke in might have had inside knowledge about the shop, with it not being an ex-employee or a tradesman.
Diane Wire.
Come again?
Diane Wire? Didn't Val mention her?
No. Who is she?
Well, Diane Wire worked in the shop for well over a year. They took her on when... Val got very down in the mouth for a while, couldn't drag herself out of bed in the mornings. Ted indulged her, of course, said she was going through a midlife crisis.
So when Val was unwell, Ted hired Diane Wire to help out?
Stuck-up little tart. I tell you, I was glad when she went.
And when Val came back, they let her go?
Val came back, found Wire was fiddling the books, fired her like that.
But I thought Ted did the books. Didn't he spot it?
That's Ted for you, too trusting. Besides, even if he'd suspected, he'd never have the guts to face her. Hates rows.
Was there a row?
Not off. Even I heard it from up there. Yelling, shouting and carrying on.
When was this?
A few weeks ago.
So why didn't the Rosens tell us about this then?
Been wondering the same thing myself, Rod. I think Ted's been set up.
What do you mean he isn't fencing?
Oh, he's fencing. Maybe even Val too, and Wire knew about it. Apparently she was furious when they gave her the elbow. And that's about the same time we got that first call fingering Ted.
Do you think the Wire tried to drop Ted in it, yeah?
But nothing happened. So last night she breaks into the shop, makes a bit of a mess, doesn't steal anything, but leaves a package exactly where she knows we'll find it. Then she calls us again just to make sure. The more I think about it, the more it all fits.
Diane Wire?
Yeah?
Detective Sergeant Daly, Sunhill. This is Detective Constable Skase. Can we come in?
What's it about?
Margolis Jewellers. I believe you were dismissed from there recently.
That's right.
For dishonesty.
I suppose it was Val Rosen told you that. She did, didn't she? Well, I was fired for this.
For being pregnant?
Half right. For being pregnant with Ted Rosen's kid.
Val could see I was pregnant, of course, but she had no idea it was Ted's.
She didn't think he was capable of it. Well, help yourselves.
So how did you find out?
I told her. Well, Ted was going to for about 5 months. But that's Ted. It's confrontation. So, in the end, I did it. Never forget the look on that woman's face. Well, you can imagine what she called me. Actually given up. For the baby. She said I only took the job to get my claws into Ted.
Did you?
Come on. He's about 20 years older than me and he wears cardigans. No, neither of us expected it or wanted it. Not at first. Just sort of crept up on us. Look, I love Ted. He loves me. He's going to leave his wife and he's going to move in here before the baby comes. And then later on, he's going to get a divorce and we'll get married.
So why hasn't he moved in already then?
Well, when he leaves Val, he's going to have to leave the shop too, isn't he? Obviously. He said he won't do that until he's got enough money together. He's a responsible man, Ted. He's a good man.
So how does he plan to raise this money?
I don't know. He hasn't said.
I can't help feeling sorry for Ted.
What? Come on, he's trading in his clapped-out old Escort for a brand new GTI. Unfortunately, it's got a baby seat built in as well.
You're a right bleeding heart, aren't you, Rod?
Anyway, we know why he's fencing now, don't we?
DS Daly. Joey, what have you got? Yes. OK, we'll be there. So, how's it going, Joey?
There's still a few areas to dust. Don't expect useful prints, though. They made a mess, but they didn't really do much damage.
They?
Figure of speech. Now, I've had a good look out the back. I paid particular attention to that lavatory window. In my view, Sergeant Daly, there was no break-in.
Come again?
Or someone climbed that ladder and forced open that window, but those bars were pushed out from the inside.
You sure?
Absolutely. If you ask me, someone tried pulling out the bars from the outside, but it was too tricky. So they gave up, came inside and did it the easy way.
How did they get in then?
Well, through the back door, I suppose. Same way they went out.
If Ted
wants to screw some little tart half his age. Don't see it's any of your business.
Come on, Val. Ted's affair with Diane Wire's at the root of all this. We thought we were looking at two separate cases, but we're not, are we?
Ted is fencing jewellery to move in with Diane Wire, isn't he?
You wanted us to catch him. Now we have.
We know you faked the break-in, Val, in order to shaft Ted, and it's worked. Ted is well and truly shafted.
Last night, at the shop, Ted told me he was moving in with her. I mean, I knew it, but I'd never heard him say it before. We argued. Well, I shouted and threw stuff. Ted just stood there and watched. I thought he was going to start tidying up, but he didn't. He walked out. After I stopped crying, I looked round. I'd made a real mess. I thought, if I can't have him, I'll make sure she can't either.
Right, let's just be clear about this. Are you telling us that your husband has been dealing in stolen jewellery? Could you say it for the tape, please?
Yes. He's always so infuriatingly responsible. He'd never just walk out and move in with her. He has to have it all planned.
So how long's Ted been fencing?
I found out first about 2 months ago.
And did you do anything then?
No, because I didn't really believe it. Ted's always so honest, he doesn't even try and fiddle the vat. He'd never have thought of this himself. She put him up to it. She put him in touch with whoever's supplying the stuff, I guarantee it.
Do you know who's supplying the stolen jewellery?
No.
Come on, you must have some idea.
If I knew, I'd tell you.
Well, tell us this, Val. When you found out that Diane Wire was pregnant, why didn't you leave Ted? Wouldn't that have been easier?
I couldn't leave him, Sergeant Daly. I still love him.
Right, Ted, I'm going to play you a tape. I want you to listen to it. I don't want you to reply. You understand?
Right, let's just be clear about this. Are you telling us that your husband has been dealing in stolen jewellery? Could you say it for the tape, please?
Yes. He's always so infuriatingly responsible. He'd never just walk out and move in with her. He has to have it all planned.
Ted. Ted. I want you to understand a few things so that you can come to the right decision. You're about to become a father again, start a new life. I don't suppose you want to spend the first few years of that in prison.
Sergeant, that's not really...
I think you're basically a decent man who's done something incredibly stupid.
The people who stole the jewellery are vicious, Ted, and they've got to be stopped.
Give us some names, Ted.
I don't know any names. I never really saw them.
Don't insult our intelligence. Give us some names.
I can't. I can't!
I need to have a word with my client.
Yes, Mr. Sweeney. I think you do.
Perhaps Sweeney's told Ted he can get him off.
I think Sweeney was as baffled as us.
Sarge, are you still after information on Diane Wire?
Yeah, what have you got?
Well, nothing on her, Sarge, but I think she's got a brother.
What?
Lee Wire, 19, convictions for minor drug offences and threatening behaviour, but he's been arrested for robbery.
I'm surprised we haven't met him.
You sure he's her brother?
I asked around, I'm pretty certain.
Thanks.
You and Val have got children, haven't you?
So what?
How many?
2.
What are their names?
Sarah and Robert.
Does Sarah and Robert know about the problems you and Val have been having lately? Well, that's a relief. Do you love your kids, Ted?
Mr. Sweeney?
Come on, Ted, it's an easy question.
I love my kids. Happy now, Sergeant Daly?
And what about Val? You love Val?
Mr. Sweeney?
Sergeant Daly, this has got nothing to do with the allegations against my client.
Well, tell us something else then, Val. When you found out that Diane Wire was pregnant, why didn't you leave Ted? Wouldn't that have been easier?
I couldn't leave him, Sergeant Daly. I still love him.
Who first had the idea that fencing would be a good way to make money? Was it you or Diane?
I'm not answering that.
Yeah, but you've never been in trouble before. You've not even had a speeding ticket, so who turned you into a criminal?
I know what you're trying to do.
We're trying to help you, Ted. Show you where your loyalties really lie.
Oh, please, charge me and put me back in a cell.
Oh, we will, Ted. But first, tell us about Lee Wire. See, there's two possibilities. Either Lee was already carrying out the burglaries and his sister decided to help him out, or he started breaking into old people's homes and beating them up because you and Diane offered him an easy way of selling the gear. Which one was it?
There's a third one as well, Sarge. Lee was stealing on demand. You were telling him exactly what to get and even where to get it.
No. No!
Hang on!
So what, was Diane putting in the orders? I mean, she worked in the shop.
Wait a minute!
Yes, Mr. Sweeney.
This is the first I've heard about Lee Wire.
It's not our job to tell you about your client's future brother-in-law, is it?
What did you say?
Don't you intend to marry Diane?
We've never talked about it.
Oh, well, that's not the impression she gave us.
She's got it all planned out for you, mate. Divorce from Val, remarriage, and it wouldn't surprise me if she's booked that honeymoon already. I'm sorry, we didn't realise you hadn't been consulted.
You've got to ask yourself some painful questions, Ted. Do you want to share your life with someone who's incited you to commit such a serious crime? If Diane really cared about you deep down, do you think she'd have done this to you? And the big question, Ted, are you prepared to go to prison and watch Lee Wire get away with this?
Daily from Beech. Lee Wire's approaching. He's got someone else with him, and I see one male about the same age.
Message received. Does Wire ever bring a mate?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sarge, it's them.
Don't forget, leave the door on the latch.
Stay where you are, police!
You scumbag! You nit!
Stupid idiot! You go down for this as well! You kissed Diane goodbye. She won't even look at you after this.
Can I go home now, Sergeant Daly?
Yeah.
For now.
Good news, Andrew.
Sir?
Matthew Boyden arresting this man who's been producing and distributing porn tapes.
Well,
It couldn't be better timed. With the police consultative group this afternoon, that's the sort of result we need.
Sir, I've just come from the custody area. Matthew's news might not be that great.
Yes, madam, can I help you?
My little boy came home with this today.
Ripe and ready.
That's right.
Have you watched it?
About 10 seconds worth. I've never seen anything like it. I had to turn it off.
Really? And your son bought this? Whereabouts?
Garra Street Market. But these things have been turning up at his school for months now.
Uh-huh.
So, what are you going to do about it?
Tony Dwyer, you're being released to return to this station in 2 weeks' time, when hopefully further inquiries we are conducting will be completed. It's your personal property.
Apology. No, sorry, Mr. Dwyer, we've made a mistake.
That's because we haven't. We will retain the one pornographic video that we found in your possession.
Well, you're welcome to it, because it isn't mine, is it?
No need to explain to me, Mr. Dwyer. If you'd like to sign there, please.
Matthew. Sir? Mr. Brownlow would like a word.
All right. I'm an honest businessman running a respectable video outlet. I've got a reputation to protect.
Yeah, come on.
You said that Dwyer was even making these films himself?
Well, he is, sir. The information I received is very reliable.
And you released him?
Well, he only had one video on him. When we took him back to search his premises, we found nothing. He must be storing the rest somewhere else.
Well, have you gone back to your informant?
I can't get hold of him, sir.
Can we be absolutely certain that this man is involved in pornography? After all, he runs a video hire business. Maybe it's legitimate. Maybe this is the one pornographic tape in his entire stock.
I don't think so, sir. The shop just ticks over. It's a front.
Well, if it is, it's a pretty effective one, isn't it? Children around here are still getting hold of these tapes. What do you suggest I tell the consultative group this afternoon?
Well, the labels on the videos that were handed in were printed on the same machine. If we can find the place he's copying the videos and printing the labels...
Yes, I know. Then we can hit him with a lot. Where is this factory?
Good question, sir.
So, what's your next move?
Go back to logging tapes.
Right.
Yeah, tape for Sergeant Boyden.
Oh, I'll give it to him, Reg.
No, it's all right.
Go on then, but be quick.
Not another one.
Right and ready.
Let's stick it down there, Reg. Thank you, Reg.
The cinematography in these films is always a big letdown, isn't it, Saz?
Out.
So, hold on.
Don't tell me you recognise the work of the costume designer.
No, it's that salt there. There. That's Marie Spencer.
What?
Marie Spencer. You remember? There was a pimp.
Tony Dwyer.
Marie Spencer. Convictions for soliciting, possession of drugs, handling stolen credit cards, etc., etc. Boyfriend pimp, Tony Dwyer.
She'd be in her mid-20s now. Good looking, but stroppy. Where's she live?
Well, it says the Cockcroft estate, at home with her younger sister and mum. I don't know if she's still living there, though. This hasn't been updated in 2 years. She must have kept out of trouble.
Well, she didn't get caught.
You from the council?
No, police. Sergeant Boyden, WPC Page, Sun Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know a family used to live here called the Spencers?
Spencer's? Flat's been boarded up since the mother died.
How long ago was that?
2 years.
Do you know where we'd find one of the daughters, Marie?
Wasn't she the older one?
That's right.
I ain't seen her for ages.
Right, thanks.
But her sister? What is it? Emily, that's it. Lives over there, squatting.
Yeah?
Been back round here a few months. Somebody told me she ran away from the home they put her in.
Do you know the address of the squat?
Oh, not the number. But it's the top floor of Granby House, one with the bars on the window.
Right, thanks.
She's just like the sister. Way she dresses, the old carry-on.
You ready for the PCCG meeting, Andrew?
Sir.
I think we're going to need to tread carefully. We're going to have to keep that committee happy if we want access to the council's street monitoring cameras.
Well, I don't understand why we're having to persuade them. They're the first people to complain about crime rates in Sun Hill. Or maybe they just expect us to be everywhere at once.
Well, they say there are civil liberty implications. It's a pity Matthew couldn't charge that man responsible for the pornographic material. Still, at least we're keeping the tapes off the streets.
At a cost. What with street patrols around Garrow Street and Matthew and Polly on the investigation full time, it's leaving the relief very stretched.
Yes, I know. Let's just worry about keeping that committee sweet, shall we?
God, who'd want to move back to an estate like this, eh?
Give her credit. She did move to a different block. Emily Spencer, Sergeant Boyden, WPC Page. Sun Hill. Hang on a second.
Look, you ain't getting me out of here. Look, your tenancy's between you and the council.
Or whoever you bought the keys from.
We just want to have a word. Could we come in, please?
Yeah, word about what?
I'm looking for your sister, Marie.
She ain't here.
Look, we're not after her for anything. We just want to ask her a few questions.
Look, why would I want to help out the old Bill, eh?
We just want to know where she is, that's all.
You better come in then, before they start pulling up chairs. Show's over.
You've got some nice stuff.
So, can you tell us where we can find Marie?
Told you, she doesn't live here.
Well, where does she live?
None of your business.
I'm talking to you.
Emily, how old are you?
We can find out.
16.
What are you doing living on your own in a squat at 16?
Well, where else am I supposed to live?
Children's home.
Yeah, well, I was old enough to leave there. You can check that out too.
Well, couldn't you have stayed with Marie?
I want to sort myself out first. I want Marie to be proud when she sees me.
What, you mean to say you've not seen her since you've been back?
No, not yet. I'm going to surprise her.
I bet you are, if you can find her.
You know, you're really starting to irritate me, and I've got to go out now, so if you ain't got any more stupid questions...
Is this Marie with you?
Put it down.
You're alike, aren't you? You and your sister?
Yeah, a bit, except Marie's beautiful.
Well, Tony Dwyer certainly used to think so. You know him, don't you?
No, Tony, you?
Why? An old boyfriend of your sister's?
Yeah, we she had lots of blokes after her.
It must have been tough on you both, with your mum dying so young.
No, not really. Mum never did nothing for me and she hated Marie.
Well, why? Why'd you hate Marie?
Mum couldn't stand the way her boyfriends drawled over Marie. Jealous or what?
What, boyfriends like Dwyer?
I can't remember all their names.
Did Marie encourage them?
She didn't have to. Compared to her mum was a mess. She was drunk all the time. She completely lost it.
Well, who brought you up?
Marie did. She was great.
Until your mum died and then she dumped you in a home.
No, she didn't. It's the social services that took me away.
But she's had nothing to do with you since then, has she?
What do you mean?
Well, it's obvious. She doesn't know you've left care and you don't know where she lives. Very close.
Of course I know where she lives.
Well, is she still around here?
Don't be stupid. She's got a whole new life now.
What kind of life?
She's got her own health and beauty centre, actually.
Health and Beauty Centre? Marie?
We'll go and check it out then. It's over in Churley High Street.
Item number 4. At the last meeting, Chief Superintendent Brownlow promised action on the selling of pornographic videotapes. Charles?
Thank you. Yes, well, in view of the seriousness of the situation and the distress felt by many residents of Sun Hill, we, of course, have given it a top priority as far as allocation of resources is concerned.
Have you made any arrests, Chief Superintendent?
Not so far, no, but we are pursuing a very proactive investigation.
Different planet to the Cockcroft estate, eh, Sarge?
Yeah, round here you don't need a Rottweiler to guard your Alsatian. Marie Spencer. Sergeant Boyden, WPC Page. Remember me?
No. Mandy, can you take care of that, please? This way.
Nice place. Must have worked hard to get all this.
Thanks. Now what's all this about?
We want to take you down memory lane, Marie. Carnal Carol. Mean anything to you?
No.
Carnal Carol. It's a film. You starred in it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you played Carol. Got a copy of it here. You got a video?
No, I haven't. And we're particularly busy today, so I don't have time for all this rubbish. How'd you get my address?
Well, you're identified from the film. And your sister, Emily, told us where to find you.
You mean you went barging into a children's home just to track me down? Emily left care months ago, Marie. What?
That's right. She's living on the Cockcroft estate, in a squat.
Is she all right? Well, as well as any 16-year-old girl would be, living on her own on an estate like that.
Well, she must be a bit of an inconvenience now. A bit of an embarrassment.
I did my fair share for that girl.
Really?
Yeah, really. I was the one who had to earn the money to clothe and feed her when I wasn't much more than a kid myself.
She still isn't.
Who the hell do you think you are anyway? I went for a lot for that girl. I'm entitled to a life too.
Even for Tony Dwyer?
Who?
Oh, come on, Marie. Everyone knows you were Tony Dwyer's Tom. Everyone in Sun Hill, anyway. Of course, things are different now.
Yeah. You can't treat me like trash anymore. I've had enough of your questions, whatever they're about. So on your way.
What? You don't have a look at this? There's a TV and video and reception, isn't there?
Look, people round here, my neighbours, think that I'm a hard-working, successful, respectable businesswoman. I've made something of myself. Isn't that what the judges and probation officers tell you to do? Don't mess it up for me.
Look, this film is already in circulation. If one of your customers sees it, it's not going to be very good for business, is it? We're on your side. We want to stop whoever's responsible.
What do you want to know?
Tony Dwyer. When was the last time you saw him?
I haven't seen him since Mum died. Last time was at the funeral.
Why did you split up?
Because I got tired of being used.
Well, he sounds like one of the family.
Tony Dwyer was a seedy little creep who happened to have a bit of money. He wasn't part of the family. I kept him well away from Emily. Why? Just didn't want him round a kid.
Tony Dwyer's knocking out pornography to other people's kids that makes this look like Saturday morning pictures. We need to know where he's copying the videos, where the duplicating factory is.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
You mean you won't help us?
Even if I did know something, I couldn't get up in court. I couldn't give evidence. Dwyer ruined the first half of my life. He's not ruining the rest.
We have had to temporarily cut the patrols on the Jasmine Allen to free up resources to pursue the peddling of these tapes in the Garrow Street area.
Can the Chief Superintendent explain how, earlier today, my own son was able to buy this?
He bought this in Garrow Street Market?
No. Actually, he bought it on the Jasmine Allen.
Ah.
But this is precisely why we are constantly asking you for access to the council's street monitoring cameras. It's just the kind of situation where it would help us.
What is the point in compromising people's privacy if the police are going to be so sluggish and inefficient in pursuing crime?
John, nobody is talking about compromising people's privacy.
But with respect, sir, I have to point out it would also be a big help if parents had a better idea of where their children were and what they're buying.
Even if Marie does know anything, she's not going to risk her business by telling us.
Well, she dumped her kid's sister when she didn't fit in with the new image, so what do you think?
Sarge, how do you think that Emily got the money for all them clothes and that?
Well, she's not exactly a rocket scientist. Thieving, I suppose.
And she managed to organise herself a squat?
Yeah. Right, let's give Dwight's tree one last shake, see if anything falls out.
Oh, don't tell me. You've come to apologise.
You off somewhere, Tony?
Stock taking.
Just been talking to a friend of yours.
Oh, yeah?
Does her name Spencer ring a bell? Marie Spencer.
Oh, her?
Speaks well of you, too.
So what's she doing now?
Well, she's given up on the film career anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about. And I haven't seen her in years. You must be desperate, dragging up Marie Spencer.
Emily!
What the hell are you doing here?
Emily, wait!
Stupid little cow.
Emily? Emily! What? What were you doing at Dwyer's shop? Return the video. Look, Emily, don't walk off. Dwyer hasn't asked you to do anything, has he?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, he hasn't asked you to act in a film.
Look, I don't know what you're talking about, and if you want to ask me any more questions, then you're going to have to arrest me.
Well, do you know where Dwyer duplicates his films?
You can't, can you? Because I've done nothing wrong.
You do know what sort of films he's knocking out, don't you? Marie used to be in them, didn't she?
It's just glamour stuff. It's nothing hardcore.
Is that what she told you?
I don't have to listen to this anymore. Bye.
Looks like she's involved with Dwyer and all.
She's not going to talk to us, though, is she?
Marie might be a bit more helpful when she finds out, though.
Right. Hardly a diplomatic triumph.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I do think it's time the members of the committee woke up to their own responsibilities for fighting crime, as councillors and as parents.
There's a time and a place, Andrew.
Well, I thought the PCCG was the time and the place to ask for what we wanted.
It probably would be, if we delivered a result.
This better be good.
Well, that's gratitude for you. We thought you'd rather come down here than have us flat-footing it through your leotards and all over tans. This way.
Right, what do you want? We bumped into Emily again.
Can't you leave her alone? She's just a kid.
We know. We weren't even looking for her. Went round to Tony Dwyer's shop, and who do you think should turn up?
Oh, what? And from what she's saying, it sounds as though Dwyer's lining her up to follow in Big Sister's footsteps.
What do you mean?
Remember the films?
You're just trying to wind me up.
You ended up on the game. What's next for Emily once he gets her performing?
Nah, she wouldn't be that stupid.
You were.
Dwyer shouldn't be let within a mile of someone like Emily.
So help us to stop him.
How? I don't know what he's up to these days.
Yeah, but Emily does.
If we can find a factory, we can put him away. We want you to talk to Emily.
Oh, no.
Well, don't you want to protect her?
She's not going to listen to me.
Of course she will.
She idolises you.
She doesn't idolise me. She idolises a fantasy of someone I used to be. All high heels and eyeliner.
Talk to her.
She'll hate me. She'll hate me because I'm not the person she thinks I am, and she'll hate me because I'm on your side.
Well, isn't it worth it?
Who's going to protect me? It'll all come out in court. Who I am, where I've come from.
No, it won't. We'll keep you out of it. You tell us where to look, and officially we'll have had a piece of luck.
Marie, think about Emily.
Do I want to know I'm involved?
Well, we won't tell him.
Hi, Em.
Great.
How you doing?
Fine, great.
I need to ask you something. Well, I want to know everything about you, so, you know, come in. It's a bit of a jump, but... Wow, you look amazing.
Hello, Emily.
What are they doing here?
You better ask us all in them.
What's going on, Marie?
You should have told me you were living back round here.
You know, I didn't want to bother you. It was your business and all that.
Don't be silly. Then why don't you come over sometime?
You're trying to make out like you didn't want to see me.
Well, she wants to see you now. You've got something to say, haven't you, Marie?
Yeah, what's it got to do with you?
I hear you're getting involved with Tony.
What?
I've come round to warn you off.
What have they been saying to you?
Look, your sister knows what Dwyer's like, Emily.
But he was so good for you.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. He got you out of this dump and he set you up.
He didn't get me set up in anything.
Marie, you wouldn't have your business or nothing without Tony's help.
Is that what he told you? I stole the money off him to get away and get started up on my own.
It's them, ain't it?
Emily, listen to your sister.
Shut it! Look, whatever they've been saying to you, Marie, it's rubbish.
They don't need to say anything. It ain't complicated. Tony gets you young when you're too stupid and desperate to know what you're getting yourself into. And then he uses you. Any way he wants.
We need to know where he's making these films now.
I don't believe this. You just don't want me to have what you had.
That is not true, Emily. He'll really hurt you if you let him.
Get off me! I'm not telling you nothing.
He's bought you these clothes, hasn't he? And the makeup. Set you up with the flat as well.
Yeah, so?
Did all that for me.
I know, so what's your problem?
And you think he's doing it because he likes you. Because he's such a lovely bloke. He's buying you, Emily, like he bought me. You'll have to do anything and everything he wants.
I won't do nothing I don't want to do.
Once he owns you, he won't just let you walk away.
Tony's not like that.
Isn't he?
Well, he's been good to me.
Yeah, he was good to me until I wanted to change the relationship.
Yeah, and? Tony never did that.
I was your age. I've been working with him 1-2 years. Grew up, wised up a bit, decided I wanted to move on. I thought I could talk about it with him, but Tony didn't.
You never told me about any of this.
No, I didn't. I was filming. I don't know where he works out of now, but it used to be the old clothes factory up the road.
In Jug Street?
Yeah, know it, don't you? Satisfied?
Polly, get over to Sun Hill, see a bail warrant, take the motor. I'll get over to Jug Street. If Dwyer was clearing out his video shop, we won't be long there either.
Right, Sarge, what about...
You conned me?
No, Emily, I told you the truth.
No, you all conned me.
Sarge?
I'll look after her.
Sierra Oscar from 79 receiving.
Go ahead, Sarge.
Mike, can you get me an address? Jug Street.
Emily! Boy!
You in a hurry, Tony? Oi, come here!
He'll live. What you told him?
All right, leave it, leave it.
Should have done you properly.
That's enough.
She's even worse than you are. Talk about an idiot and a slag.
Are you all right, Sarge?
Yeah, I'm fine. Check the back of the van.
What did you say?
You heard.
But I thought that we...
With what? You think I was interested in you? I chew up bitches like you and spit them out all the time.
All right, get out.
Sarge, I think we've got our evidence. We'll need you both to make a statement in a moment.
What about me?
What?
What am I going to do? Tony was supposed to look after me.
What are you going to do? 2 years of hard work's going down the drain the minute he stands up in court and opens his mouth.
Look, we might not have to drag you into it.
Yeah, right.
I'm really sorry, Marie. I'm sorry. I just wanted to be like you.
Yeah. I'll autograph it if you like.
Yes, come in.
Sir, thought you'd like to know Matthew and Polly have just arrested Tony Dwyer with a van load of his duplicating equipment.
Good. Pity we couldn't have done it a few hours ago.
Fairly thick? Yeah. From the looks of things, they poured a mixture of petrol and diesel through the letterbox and just dropped a match.
Why that mixture?
Good question. They could have used a canister that already contained one and topped it up with the other.
Okay. Oh, there's a iffy washing up liquid bottle outside. Take a look at it, will you?
Yeah, I'll be out of here in a minute.
Rod,
Yeah.
key holder's here.
Well, tell him I'll meet him round the side,
There
yeah?
you go, out this way if you like. I'm done now.
Okay, cheers. You the key holder?
Yeah. Amanda Ronson.
DC Skate's Sunhill.
It was bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. This is your salon, yeah?
Yeah. My boyfriend has a stake in it as well. Do they know how it started?
Well, it looks like somebody's poured petrol through the letterbox.
What?
But could we just,
Yeah.
Have you upset anyone or made any enemies recently?
No. Well, not recently.
So there is someone.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm not thinking straight.
It's all right. Look, you can't think of anyone who might be responsible for this.
No,
Well, you don't sound too sure.
I'm not. But I don't want to accuse someone of something they might not have done.
Well, don't worry, we're not going to go charging and making wild accusations. We just want to make a few discreet inquiries. So, do you want to tell me who you're talking about?
Her name's Peggy Rice.
Why would she want to do something like this?
Oh, I don't think she would. But you never know what's going on in someone else's head. I had an affair with her husband, Simon.
When was this?
About 3 years ago. I've only just moved back into the area. Look, can I go inside? I'd like to see how much damage there is.
Yeah. Just ask one of the firemen, will you? Make sure that it's safe before you go in, yeah?
Where's this bottle you want me to take a look at?
Over here.
Who was dealing with the fire in Cheetham Road last night?
Me and Tosh.
Have you run any of the names through the PNC yet?
Yeah, Peggy Rice has got previous for an assault at a bypass demo.
What about the owners?
Nothing, they're clean.
And I take it you haven't checked them with the DIU?
I'm just about to do that now, sir.
Well, don't bother. Amanda Ronson was prosecuted for arson 3 years ago. She was acquitted.
But you know her?
I led the investigation. Peggy Rice's husband was in the dock with her. He got sent down for 4 years.
Amanda told Rod about the affair, but she didn't say anything about being prosecuted for arson.
Well, it's not the sort of thing you brag about, is it?
So what went wrong?
Well, Simon Rice tried to burn down his garment factory, and he was caught.
And Amanda?
She drove off and left him.
How come she walked?
He insisted that he was on his own.
How do you know he wasn't on his own?
I interviewed him. I interviewed them both. She had him wrapped around her little finger. Miss Ronson, I'm DCI Meadows. This is DC Line, Sunhill.
What happened to the officer that was here earlier?
DC's case has gone off duty.
So I'll be directing inquiries from now on. We met before. Perhaps you've forgotten.
I remember. You haven't changed that much.
Neither of you.
DC's case said you thought Peggy Rice might be responsible for this.
I didn't say she was responsible. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I know what it's like to be accused of something you haven't done. He asked if I knew anyone who had a grudge against me, and I told him.
And why should Peggy Rice have a grudge against you?
She thinks I'm still after her husband.
I thought they were divorced.
They are. But they got back together after he came out of prison.
Might she have a grudge against you because you and her husband set fire to his factory?
I was acquitted.
So where were you when the fire started?
Why?
Well, we have to explore every possibility.
You mean you'd like to try and prove it was me before you consider the possibility it could have been somebody else?
Well, you wouldn't be the first person who set fire to their own business.
I put every penny I had into this place.
I got more by selling it than burning it to the ground.
No one's accusing you of anything, Amanda. If you can just tell us where you were when the fire started, we can check it out. We can eliminate you from our inquiries and get on with our investigation. Is there some reason why you can't tell us where you were?
I was with my boyfriend, Dominic. He doesn't know anything about what happened in the past, and I don't want him to know.
Dominic Hurst.
Yeah?
I'm DCI Meadows. This is DC Lines from Sun Hill. We're investigating the fire at Amanda Ronson's salon.
Yeah. I was here when I called to tell her about it.
So Amanda was here with you?
Yeah. Spent the evening in front of the telly. Went to bed about midnight. Then a police call just after 2.
Have you been to look at the salon?
Nah.
No? Thought you had a share in the business.
I have.
Well, your business burns down and you haven't been to see it. See how much damage there is?
It's not my business. Amanda gave me a small percentage in exchange for some work I did when she started the salon. Well, she don't want me down there.
Why?
Dunno. She's upset.
Perhaps she knew that we'd be there.
So? I've got nothing to hide from the police.
Nobody said you did. So how long have you known Amanda?
About a year.
Does the name Peggy Rice mean anything to you?
Nah.
What about Simon Rice?
Nah. Why? Who's he?
He's an old friend of Amanda's. Recently released from prison.
What for?
Well, somebody persuaded him to burn down his own business with the insurance. He served 2 years for arson. Got out about 12 months ago.
What's that got to do with Amanda? You're not saying she had something to do with it?
Right, well, if you think of anything that might be of use, you know where we are. Thank you for your help.
Talk about lighting the blue touch paper and standing well back.
Who's Simon Rice?
He's a friend.
That's what he just said. He also said he'd just come out of prison.
So?
You sure you don't want to stay around for the fireworks?
We're not going to get anything out of him while she's there.
You certainly gave him something to think about.
Well, if he is involved, I want him to realise exactly what he's got himself into. Mrs. Rice, I'm DCI Meadows. This is DC Lines from Sun Hill.
Yeah, I know. You were in charge of the investigation into the fire at my husband's factory.
That's right. Can we come up?
Yeah? Where exactly was this fire last night?
Amanda Ronson's salon. Remember Amanda?
Hardly likely to forget her, am I? You're not seriously suggesting I had anything to do with this fire, are you? Amanda Ronson is the arsonist, Inspector, not me.
She was never convicted.
Doesn't mean a thing. She helped set fire to my husband's factory. I know that for a fact.
How can you be so sure?
Because he told me.
When did he tell you?
About 12 months ago, just before he was released.
And why didn't he mention it at the time?
Because he was a fool. And because Amanda Ronson is a manipulative witch.
Have you seen anything of Amanda since the trial?
Nope. And if I never see her again, it'll be too soon.
Haven't you been to her salon?
Nope.
Where were you last night?
I was visiting my husband in hospital. He's got cancer. Is that all right?
You seen the DCI?
Oh, he's out making inquiries into a fire in Cheetham Road, sir.
Well, if you speak to him before I... Ah, Jack, there you are. Can we have a word?
Yeah. How's it going, Tosh?
I don't know what Amanda Ronson did, but she certainly got the governor rattled.
Oh, she's a good-looking woman, isn't she? Well, she tried it on, eh?
How do you know what she looks like?
Well, she came in earlier, spoke to Brownlow.
I would have thought you had better things to do with your time, Jack, than concern yourself with a small fire.
They're all small fires till they get out of hand. I know the background to this case.
Amanda Ronson's background, you mean?
Yeah, I know just how manipulative she can be, which is what all this is about. Now, I suppose she suggested you get somebody else to lead the investigation, somebody less prejudiced. Well, if she wasn't a suspect before, she certainly is now.
That's exactly the sort of comment that brought her here in the first place.
Has she made a formal complaint?
No. No, I managed to persuade her not to. Or was I just being manipulated? It's your investigation, Jack. Just don't let your personal feelings affect your judgment.
What do you want?
I'm still investigating the fire at your salon, and I'd like to ask you a few more questions. You told Chief Superintendent Brownlow that you wanted to find who was responsible for the fire just as much as we do. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Gov. Hello.
Dominic knows all about Simon now. I've told him everything. Not that you left me much choice. What do you want?
We found some fingerprints at the scene, and they might help us identify who was responsible for starting the fire. So, if you'll allow us to take your prints, we can compare them.
I don't see how that'll help you. It's our salon. Our fingerprints will be all over the place.
The evidence wasn't found inside your salon.
Where was it found?
Right. It's all right, we've got nothing to hide. If we give him what he wants, he'll leave us alone.
Thanks.
Gov. Excuse me.
Looks like you owe an apology. They've just identified the prints on the squeezy bottle. They belong to Peggy Rice. What time do you leave the hospital?
I don't know. Just after midnight.
That's a strange time to be visiting someone.
My husband's dying. He doesn't like to be left on his own. I stayed with him till he fell asleep, and then I left.
So if he was asleep, he won't be able to verify what time you left. Did anyone else see you leave?
I didn't say goodnight to the doctors and nurses, if that's what you mean.
What did you do with the petrol canister after you started the fire?
I've already told you. Amanda Ronson is the arsonist, not me.
For the benefit of the tape, I'm now showing Mrs. Rice a washing up liquid bottle, marked RS1. This was found outside Amanda Ronson's salon. It had been used to pour accelerant through a letterbox.
It's nothing to do with me.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
So you wouldn't mind if we took your fingerprints again, just to double check?
What? Are you telling me that you found my prints on that bottle? You must have made a mistake.
We don't make mistakes like that.
Don't you tell me you've never made a mistake, Inspector. I've had to live with your mistakes for the past 3 years.
Your husband was sent to prison because he burnt down his own business.
Yeah, and we both know who put him up to it.
Is that why you set fire to Amanda Ronson's salon?
No!
Hello, Simon. DCI Meadows.
I know who you are. I'm not completely gaga. Not yet.
Are you up to answering a few questions?
What about?
Amanda Ronson.
Why? What's she done? Or do you just want to lay a few ghosts to rest?
Something like that. Have you seen her recently?
She came to see me just before I was released from prison. Thought we could pick up where we left off. Just before this.
Was she interested?
She's about to open a hairdressing salon with her new boyfriend. Didn't want to give it all up. Haven't seen her since.
Was this before or after you got back together with Peggy?
After.
And what did Peggy say when she found out that Amanda had been to see you in prison?
She said she was going to burn her salon to the ground. I told her, one arsonist in the family's enough. What's happened?
Someone burnt Amanda's salon to the ground.
It was a joke. Peggy wouldn't do something like that.
Are you sure? That's exactly what you said about Amanda 3 years ago.
That was different.
Why? Because Amanda is capable of doing something like that. She was there, wasn't she? The night you set fire to the factory.
What difference does it make? It's all in the past. No one put a gun to my head, Inspector.
I'm on duty till 7 if you need me.
Well, thanks for your help. Peggy Rice was here. She left at midnight. But Amanda Ronson was here as well.
When?
Last night. She arrived just after Peggy left. She wanted to see Simon, but he was asleep. Which means she couldn't have made it to the salon in time to start the fire.
No, you're right. But we know who could.
I've already told you everything I know.
You said you spent the evening with Amanda in front of the telly and you went to bed about midnight.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand.
What?
Well, I don't understand how she could be in two different places at the same time.
What do you mean?
Well, how could she be here with you and visiting Simon Rice in the hospital?
She wasn't. She didn't say she was, did she?
We spoke to someone who saw Amanda at the hospital last night.
Well, they must have made a mistake.
No, I think you're the one that's made the mistake. I think you started the fire, and I think Amanda put you up to it. This is a taped interview with Dominic Hurst. Officers present, DCI Meadows.
And DC Lines.
Now, you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you say may be given in evidence.
Look, before you say anything else, it was all my idea. I did it for the insurance. Amanda had nothing to do with it. She wouldn't do something like that.
No, she wouldn't, would she? She'd get somebody else to do it for her. Was it your idea to frame Peggy Rice?
I don't know what you mean.
A bottle was left outside the salon with Peggy Rice's fingerprints all over it. Now, someone left it there. You've just admitted that you started the fire, So who else could have put it there?
It wasn't me.
No, I believe you. You started the fire because you thought you were going to get a share of the insurance. But Amanda wasn't satisfied, was she? She wanted to frame Peggy Rice as well.
She used you, Dominic. And now that it's all gone wrong, she's going to leave you to carry the can.
She deliberately went to the hospital and spoke to somebody to provide herself with an alibi. Where's your alibi?
You're not just going to take the blame for starting the fire. Amanda's made it look like you were trying to frame Peggy Rice.
I didn't know anything about a bottle till this morning.
So who put it there then?
Amanda took it out of Peggy's dustbin.
Do you know why she wanted to set up Peggy Rice?
No. I thought we was just doing it for the insurance.
Bob, this is Amanda Ronson. She's been arrested for conspiracy to commit arson.
Can I have a word with you for a minute, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Are you going to arrest anyone else on this fire? I don't think I have enough places to put them all.
No, not that I'm aware of.
What do you want me to do with the other two?
Well, I want to hold on to Hurst, but you can release Peggy Rice, but not until I've dealt with Amanda. Otherwise you'll have a cat fight on your hands.
Sir?
Why didn't you tell us that you were at the hospital?
I didn't want you disturbing Simon. He's not very well. You shouldn't be pestering him.
What were you doing at the hospital?
I went to see Simon. I can't visit him during the day in case she turns up. So I usually wait until she leaves in the evening. Half the time he's asleep. He doesn't even know I'm there.
Have you been visiting him for a while?
Yeah.
And did you wait for Peggy to leave last night before you went in to see him?
Yes.
And is that why you've accused Peggy of starting the fire? Because you knew she was on her way home and you didn't have an alibi?
I was just trying to deflect attention away from Dominic. After he told me what he'd done.
And what about the squeezy bottle that you planted outside the salon?
I don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't burn down my own salon just to frame Peggy Rice. And neither would Dominic.
He would if he didn't know what you were up to. If he thought you were both just in it for the insurance.
Dominic's got a share in the business. He'd benefit from any claim on the insurance.
You're not exactly going to be out of pocket yourself, are you? Is that what this is about? Killing two birds with one stone? Getting the insurance money for the salon and framing Peggy Rice at the same time?
There's only one thing wrong with your theory, Inspector. I don't have any insurance.
It must have been insured. I mean, why would she tell me it was, if it wasn't?
You tell me. Can you think of another reason why she'd want to burn down a salon?
But I thought you said she was trying to make it look like Peggy Rice had done it.
I think there's more to it than that.
You didn't know Amanda was at the hospital?
No. I thought she was at home. She rang me on the mobile at midnight.
And that was your signal to start the fire?
Yeah.
If you were supposed to start the fire at midnight, why did you leave it till past? Why the delay?
I had to get some more petrol from the garage. Stuff that Amanda gave me I couldn't get to light.
Amanda gave you something to start the fire with?
Yeah.
And where did she get it from?
There's a garage just round the corner from the salon.
And when did she buy it?
Yesterday.
Interview terminated 1930.
Is this what happened to Simon Rice?
More or less.
I didn't know she'd done this before with him. I'd never have done it if I'd known that. I'm not that stupid.
She didn't pick you for your brains. We're going to have to let her go. Even if she was caught on a security camera at the garage, she's just going to say she was filling her car up.
And without insurance on the salon, we don't have a motive.
We'll check the garage out anyway. I'm going to visit St Hughes. Simon says he hasn't seen Amanda for over a year. She told us she's been visiting him regularly. I'm going to find out why.
I'll take your other ones home and give them a wash, eh? Bring them back in the morning. What are you doing here?
I'd like to talk to Simon.
He's not very well.
Well, this won't take long. Just give me a couple of minutes.
You've got a cheek. There's nothing you can say to my husband that you can't say in front of me.
It's all right, Peg. Why don't you go down to the cafeteria? Have a cigarette. What do you want now?
When we talked earlier, you told me that you saw Amanda in prison just before you were released, and you hadn't seen her since. So why didn't you tell me she'd been visiting you here?
Why do you think? I didn't want Peggy to find out. You're not exactly known for your tact and discretion.
So how long have you been seeing her?
About 6 months.
And what does she want?
She doesn't want anything. We love each other.
I know that's a hard concept for you to grasp, Inspector, but it does happen. Not everyone's just out for what they can get. I offered to help her expand her business or move to better premises, but she said she wasn't interested.
Oh, I didn't realise you had that sort of money. I thought it had all gone up in smoke.
It did. Till about 6 months ago, it looked like Peg was going to have to bury me in a cardboard box in the back garden. It's ironic, don't you think? When I burnt down the factory, I destroyed it all. Business, building, everything. And now the whole riverside's being redeveloped. The land's a prime site. It's worth a fortune. Only trouble is I'm not going to be around here to enjoy it.
What about Amanda? Will she be around to enjoy it?
She's not interested in my money.
But she knows about it.
She hasn't asked me for anything, if that's what you mean. It's all going to Peggy. Amanda knows that.
But if you love Amanda, why are you leaving all your money to Peggy?
It's the least I could do. There's not many women who would have forgiven me after what I did.
So it's to salve your conscience?
Peggy deserves it.
And what if you thought she didn't deserve it? What if she did something to make you change your mind?
What could she possibly do to me?
I'm not suggesting she'd do anything to you. But what if you thought she'd burnt down Amanda's salon? How would you feel then?
Yeah, it's lucky you called when you did. We usually just keep the tape for 48 hours and record over it. Come through. Yeah, I've got it all set up out the back here.
Cheers.
There she is. You get a better look at her on the other camera when she comes in.
Right.
Is she the one you're looking for?
That's her.
Why would Dominic say you planned the fire together if you had nothing to do with it?
He was jealous. He found out I'd been visiting Simon in hospital. Why would I bother to burn it down? Without insurance, it's not worth anything.
Yeah, but Simon is. He'll leave a small fortune behind, won't he?
Simon has a dutiful ex-wife to leave his fortune to.
Yes, but it wouldn't be too difficult for somebody like you to persuade Simon to change his will, leaving everything to you and nothing to her. Especially if Peggy was accused of burning down your salon and leaving you penniless.
I was still at the hospital at midnight when the fire started. I had nothing to do with it.
How do you know the fire started at midnight?
I don't know. One of the firemen must have told me.
It's ready, Gov.
For the benefit of the tape, I'm now showing Miss Ronson security footage from the Gatley Road petrol station.
Well, that doesn't prove anything. My car ran out of petrol.
But you're not buying petrol, are you? You're buying diesel. It's different from petrol. It doesn't ignite, it puts the match out. Which is why the fire started at past and not 12. Because Dominic had to go back to the station to get some petrol. What kind of a car have you got?
A BMW.
Well, does it run on diesel or petrol? Because if your car was running out of petrol, what are you buying diesel for?
I don't want to say anything else until I've spoken to a solicitor.
Oh, thanks. Come on. Sarge, Amanda's asked to see a solicitor.
Good looking woman, Gov.
I'll do this and then we'll see if I can use a solicitor.
Forget it. She's too hot for you to handle.
Worth getting your fingers burnt for.